Hey everyone, it's Shay Seeking, and we're back. I don't know. Today, let me go ahead and just give a little disclaimer, right? Um, we're gonna be talking about the land patents, right? So, like for a long time, I think I just really never, um, delved that much into it because there's sensitive subjects around. People, sometimes will take things the wrong way. But I'm someone who likes to look into things, research things. If something is being brought up, to the people, then again, including myself, then I'm gonna go ahead and do research on it, especially, you know, in certain instances when you can't really get real answers when you reach out. So then you have to research it yourself, and then you have to wonder what we're talking about when we're talking about these things. Because again, I've never really seen anyone, and again, this is just us talking about this. I do this with every single thing. It's never going to change. I don't give a damn what color you look, what color you are, who you work for, what you do. If it's something that I feel like it's on my heart to go ahead and look into, hey, this is even talked about in the biblical text, I feel, right? So we're going to look at it from all different aspects. And that's just what I do. There's nothing, it's all just business. It's nothing personal. Not even business. It's just is what it is. So again, anybody that want to take this wrong, they can, but at the end of the day, we're just looking at it because I've never seen anyone go into depth on or as to what it is. And I know that sometimes our people can get excited, and I'm not talking about anyone in particular, about these particular things. And it was just something on my mind about warn the people, or something about a snare even, and not to say that it's talking about this instance. I'm just saying that that's those types of scriptures have been on my mind. And so I just said, let me look at this real quick, because it doesn't matter who introduced it. I just want to look at it. So that's where we're at now. So again, uh yeah, so gratitude and welcome back. And again, it's just got me even asking even more questions right now, right? And it's just it's like I said, what it is. So we're just gonna go right here to Wikipedia. And then we're gonna take a look at some biblical things that I think it might be pointing to, and we're gonna look at history. Because these are some of the questions that I have on this video that I'm just looking to find out, which just piqued my interest. And yeah, why question, right? Because it's something that's being introduced to the people, and in the past we have had things introduced to us that by people that look like us and people that don't look like us, people that are foreign and people that are um indigenous to the land. And again, these things that have happened, since this stuff keeps repeating itself, even the biblical text, right? Because I don't see the Bible the way that, we're definitely talking about the 1800s in the biblical text with some of these things. And we're also talking about these things that are reoccurring or happening now. So again, it's just to question everything, because that's what we do on this channel. um, and again, there's no, like I said, this may be going against the word of God in a sense, the way I'm going to be displaying this. But at the end of the day, I'm not really looking at the text to, I'm looking for the truth. Okay. So anybody or any entity or anything that's upset with me looking at the truth and displaying it to my people, and I've been given a mindset to see it this way, then that's their problem, not mine. So it says here, a land patent is a form of letter patent assigning official ownership. So it's assigning. So like so it's like assigned seats. The teacher or whoever's in the head person in charge assigns these things, right? So again, prior to there being a government, no one would be doing this, because the people of the land were on the land. They had the land. Do you see what I'm saying? So again, we're already off into something as to speaking in terms of foreign entities coming into a land and giving away tracts of land to people of their preference. So again, then you have to be wondering what is going on in the 1800s. So it says, what is it? What is the patent? We just said what it was. Who got them? We'll talk about that in a minute. How did they get them? Who gave them to them? Why? When? So, and it started in the 1800s. So, we're just going to go ahead and look at a couple of things and see what we are seeing here. What was going on, in the 1800s? Manifest destiny, expansion, growth of the United States, the US, right? Um, let's see. So with the stroke of a pen, the pen is mightier, right? They were able to do these things, right? And I'm pretty sure this is, I mean, and definitely this is after a lot of different warfare that had been going on. But there were new developments. There were new Israelites, right? Or different people ish or something, right? These things, the ishes and stuff like that. That is something like the original, see, but it may not be. It's the assigned title given. So the War of 1812, talking about sea to shining sea. These people were saying that they had a God-given right. Same thing with the biblical text, going from the east of the garden, which happens to be where the government is stationed, going, excuse me, to the wilderness or to the west, and then there was expansion. There was other things that happened that led people from going from that, let's say the Midwestish area over to the west even further, or from the, that area over to the east. So again, there was a lot of things going on. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, the push for expansion from east to west. So again, it's the same thing as if in the biblical text we're talking about, that God's people were tired of being on the east or on the coast, right? And so they wanted to cross over. Now we don't know what. Again, this map is on my wall here. I don't know what, but I know some kind of river or something used to flow through. Something happened. From Alabama, going up into South Carolina. Um, there's just a mass area of land that looks like a mudslide or something happened there. Maybe it used to be a waterway. I think it used to be a part of one of the main rivers, the physical attributes of the rivers that they talk about in Genesis. I also think that has something to do with something else too. But anyways, we're not going there right now. um, so let's see. So again, even the scripture is talking about things as who told the things as of old, right? And it's just I don't know. There's a lot of scriptures that have been leading me to that point where, again, it may seem like I'm going against the word in a sense, but again, I examine that text. So if there's a deity or a God in there that's trying to deceive the people, it's going to be looking as if I'm one of those people that are going to be talked about in the text as defying God or going against God. But it's just, or how, okay, let's say uh parents or family members or friends say, oh, don't question God too much. He gave us just enough to know this. Stuff like that it just never made sense to me growing up. You know what I'm saying? It's never, I don't know. It's never made sense to me that there's just only, yeah. So let's just keep going. So those are the things I'm concerned about thus far that I have on my little list here. So let's see if we can get a couple of those answers here. So, okay. So it's saying that they're assigning official. So these are official things, ownership of a particular tract. Now, this could also be, okay, hold on, let's see. Let's finish this and we'll look at what tract is talking about in etymology. Of land which has gone through various legally prescribed processes, right? So again, this is reminding me of my situation, right? So I stay in the word and I stay trying to work on myself. I know that I used to stay in seeking truth, but I've been very distracted. And I think that things have come into my life again as if it is something that is nurturing me in one way. And they may have nurtured me in that way, in a sense, but it also put me to sleep for a certain amount of time. And so, I'm a very intuitive person, so I can see things now, since it feels as though this uh, calf, or this golden calf, or this something has been sacrificed. And I just use that as an example because my skin is kind of golden. But now we can go ahead and proceed, because it just seems like for a minute I was some form of like an island. And again, even now, where just everything, my algorithm and everything changed. A lot of shit just changed in general. Things around my household, a lot of things have changed in my life in the past couple of months. And I don't know, I feel like this strong connection to these storylines again, because I mean, it's just me that really I don't know, wisdom, not to say that I'm the wisest person. Um, just, I don't know, I guess it's something about me or my spirit, and just my viewpoint that may be just a little bit different doesn't make it better than anybody. But I don't know, I'm just really in tune for some reason with these storylines. Okay. And so when we're talking about attractive land that has gone through these processes, it kind of just, even because I know land also means people, right? In a sense, trees and all that stuff has been used low key or allegorically to describe people. Um, so again, I feel like, again, what I have been under for the past couple of months has been a so-called blessing, and then a so-called curse, right? To keep me distracted while certain things were being put in place. And again, we're going to talk about how things were about just claiming them back then. It wasn't, you just had to claim it, right? So, um, so yeah, I think that that's been a big thing. And again, as I saw it going on, there's something I could, but again, I am at a point where uh, I have disregarded this construct as much as possible in my life. So I don't, and I think they already know that about me, that it's not so much as to even it being difficult things to go through. It's just, I'm just in all full out fucking defiance when it comes to the whole thing. And it's got something to do with pride. It's got something to do with what's roaring inside of me. Like, how dare you think you have the audacity to tell me, right? When I know who I am. And I don't need your documents that can be sometimes doctored to tell me who the fuck I am. So that's how you know what I'm saying? That's how that's what's in me. I just can't, like, who is you even to ask me? You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to these different types of constructs and things that have been set up on a land to tell people that are originally from that land, whether you have documentation or not, somebody like me, the shit is my ancestors. You see what I'm saying? So almost like that blood calling out, right? So, at the end of the day, I know me, I'm okay with that. If there's something that's going to be mine or due to me, then I will receive that. And if it's not, then I won't. Bottom line, but I'm nobody's slave. I'm not going to be under anybody's rule to that extent, as much as possible, right? So, so it says here, such a survey. Um, oh man, there's so much. Because I think we just get so wrapped up into this stuff, and it's just like, come on, the whole thing is like, and I'm not saying that anybody should not be doing this, but I'm just concerned about those who may not be, because 90% of the people are not going to be. So those are the people that I'm going to hang back and rock with. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah. So, anyways, such as surveying and documentation, followed by the letters, signing, sealing, and publishing in public records made by a sovereign entity. Okay. So let's look at what land, right? Oh, land. Hmm. Wow. I don't know. My eye just goes to certain things. This is in my name. This is my the second part of my name or middle. Yeah, second part. And this is my last name. Anyway, it's just funny. I just point shit out like that because it's just funny to me. Um, so anyways, lawn, land, ground, soil, definite portion of the earth's surface, home region of a person or people, territory marked by political boundaries. So these are not nature's boundaries. I'm before that political arena would have even been. So this is talking about the political boundaries. You see? So how am I going to honor my mother and father in a sense and be worried about what political boundaries have been laid unless I am someone who was born and bred of the political entity that, you know what I'm saying, or of service to that political entity that placed those boundaries. Land, open land, heath. So in their eyes, because certain things are not lined up for certain people, they are they don't matter. And what I'm saying is I claim it and it does matter, right? So um it says also of old Irish land. Okay, so it's funny that we say old Irish because again, I was thinking about during the 1800s, even though I think it was more towards the mid, possibly when we're talking about Irish settlers or whatever coming in. Um, so it says an open space, enclosure, a church. Again, a church can be a body of people. um, Also, talking about a heath. So again, or Breton lawn heath, or even I'm seeing heath then, because a lot of times these people were punished because they wanted to practice their own original things that would just be pagan or heathen to religious people, but it was basically just what the people were practicing was their original autochthonous so-called cultural things that were probably very powerful, and this is why people didn't want them to use them. So it says Slavic Ladina, a wasteland. So again, to someone, right? And again, this could be going any way, because I looked at it as if people were a royal and they were kind of like Mary, Queen of Scots, right? And her being sovereign uh, queen that felt like it was God Himself that put her in that position, um, and how she was just kicked down, impregnated. Then somebody else ended up getting her baby. It kind of reminded me of I think Mary and I don't know, was it Elizabeth? I can't remember what the cousin was that she went to go visit for some time, and then the cousin also was pregnant too. And so something very strange about that storyline to me, anyways. But whatever. We're gonna keep on going. Um, but yeah, so even we see heath, it makes me think of heathen here, or fallow land. And yeah, let's see. A definite position of the earth's surface owned by an individual or home of a nation. Hmm. Hmm. Solid surface of earth, a sense which once had belonged to the ancestors of the modern English earth. To take lay of the land is a nautical expression. So this is somebody taking lay of the land or lie even, I guess we'll get to it in a second. Um, Land is euphemist. Wait, ism. Uh, oh, another is ism for Lord. Yeah, because a landlord, see, a lord of the land. So then you would just think that there is supposed to be a lord. There may be a lord over certain tracts of land or certain individuals or groups or whatnot, or have been in the past. But again, the landlord is not, well, it's the person that owns the property or whatever would be on the land, I guess, or on the, almost like a slave master. I mean, I've done videos on this kind of stuff before, but I kind of got out of it. So um, I'm just trying to, I guess this channel is also to kind of show the whole thing, the kind of bring you like through this woven thing that is actually really spiritual warfare. And a lot of people don't like to read the biblical text, but it's actually talking about these very things right here. And so it kind of just enhances your view on things. Um, so, I don't know. Um, so come to shore, go ashore, disembark. There was another part of this that I wanted to look at though. To make contact, to hit home. No, there was something that I was going to point out about this. Okay, so it says ground, soil, dirt, land, dry land. So again, dry land is talking about in the biblical text. And again, dry land is going to be representing lands that did not want to mix and mingle, or they did not want waters or maritime families coming into their line. That's just what it is. Country, district, world, the abode of man, as opposed to the heavens or the underworld. Okay. So again, there we go, talking about what the land would be. And I'm going to go ahead and look at what a tract is, and then we're going to stop there. We'll stop there. We'll stop there. We didn't get far at all, but I just wanted to be very detailed, right? I want us to just be not afraid to be asking questions and just even wondering what's going on, or what these things can mean. So I'm going to just read the rest of this, and then we can just stop here, and then I'll come back with the what a tract is. And again, I'm not about to sit here and put together this video all like what I do things the way I do it. Hopefully you get the message. You know what I'm saying? There's just a lot going on right now, and this is the way that I do videos. So I hope you guys do enjoy it, or you don't even have to enjoy it. I hope you get something from it, right? It is the highest evidence of right. And again, you can just stop this and read this on your own and do the same thing. Okay? It is the highest evidence of right, title, and interest to a defined area. It is usually granted by a central federation, government. I'm just trying to make sure that we don't end up going into the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Or if the biblical text may have just been warning us of a time to come. But I think that this is, even if you think 1833, around the time when I think that, okay, won't go there because that'd be too much for this video. But federal state government to an individual partnership. So if the government was here taking land from, grabbing land from origines, giving it to people that they have a partnership with. Again, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm not saying they should have did it. That's up to you to discern. But what we're doing is just bringing something to light, because it seems that people think that these particular things, these patents, make you an origine, when that's not necessarily the case. And if you don't have them, they will say that you may be a Pan-African, when really, what are we really saying? And again, this is just a freestyle. We just going off, we just, I'm just feeling this right now. Again, it's just to bring information that may let people ask questions, right? So it says trust, okay, or private company, right? It was granted by these particular places to certain individuals, partnership, trust. We're going to go a little bit deeper into what kind of things they wanted from these people in order to get land. And we'll just try to figure out if we're talking about these are overseers or not. And that overseers didn't have to not look like you. They could have came in any shade. They give you the perception and imagery and the thought that this was one way against one. And you, again, you understand. So we have to see the mentality of the people that are um, in getting these particular lands and how they're dealing with the people in general, and then dealing with the people also. See what I'm saying? Because if we get into a point where only these people have land, how do you, what does this mean for you that don't? It may be the original people that were here before the people that got the patents. So again, this is not even, this is just to have us ask these honest questions that we need to ask. Okay. It's just really need to be asked. Because again, at the end of the day, none of this stuff, of course, I would need a place. I need a place to lay my head, but none of this shit, it don't even really matter. I'm just really at a point when it comes to the world, right? So I don't know. It's either do or die. You know what I'm saying? We either going or, uh, yeah. So it says, the land patent is not to be confused with a land grant. Patented lands may be lands previously granted by a sovereign authority in return for so again, even this sound like slaves, because that land, we could be talking about people, you know what I'm saying? Patented, even if you think about a patent and you think about what they're doing right now with think about barcodes or the mark of the beast. Think about these things. Can someone patent some parts of you? The whole you, right? That would be previously. So again, this is from your, previously, are we talking about from our forefathers? Are we talking about, at a certain small span of time prior to now? You know, are we talking about lands, or are there certain other things that will come with that land? Because if you take over land and you decide, you could either get rid of everything and everybody that's on there, or you can keep them and they will be under your control or something, on your land. And then they would just have to pay out to you again. And this may be some system that we need to go into. So that's why I'm saying it's not to knock any of it. We're just asking questions. Is this going to turn into another thing where we're going to be on plantations and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Or is it something that is not going to be that? Just asking. I'm pretty sure it'll be different for all. So it says previously granted by a sovereign authority, rendered or accompanying a title or otherwise bestowed. So again, like what I'm saying, these gifts that are bestowed upon people by gods, right? Gratis. I don't know exactly what that means. Okay. Or they may be lands privately purchased. Also, come on now. We could be talking about people. Okay. Census. If I mean, any of you guys already be looking at the census papers when it's talking about head of households, and then you look at also the I don't know. I just go into depth with it, and I just see something kind of different. I don't know. Purchased by a government or a government, individual, or legal entity. And some of this stuff could be under a guise of something else that you don't even know. And that's why I'm saying people that are on like that get public assistance and things like these are some of the first people that are incorporated into certain things like this. So again, this is to bring awareness to everything from all different aspects. It's not attacking anything, and it's not, it's just to bring awareness, because some of us that are doing these things may not even know what exactly what we're doing, you know purchased by a government individual or legal entity from their prior owners. A patent is both a process and a term. As a process, it is somewhere parallel to gaining a patent for intellectual property. Oh, who? So again, even when we're thinking intellectual property, I'm just wondering if we're talking even AI. I'm wondering if we're talking um, just how they're saying that they want to. Again, these are just allegations or allegedly transferring data and information. And I'll just leave it there because those of you that look into those kind of things would already know what I'm talking about, including the steps of uniquely. Even just think about that show, the something world. What was it called? Westworld, I think. Just saying. Include the steps of uniquely defining the property at issue, filing process, and granting, unlike intellectual property patents, which have time limits. A land patent is permanent. So again, if it's something that is permanent, when have any government given any people that are the original people anything like this patent that you would ever be able to even find out about, then give it to you permanently? Unless, again, and this is what I'm saying, this is not shit. I could be one of the people that's supposed to be getting these. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being very, very open right now. What we're talking about here, very open. There's no need to be one-sided. Very non-biased approach. So can we think about that? And this is just to say, when have they done this? Why would they do you would only get, and then now we're three generations now. And so now are we talking about the promised land? So I'm not saying that this is all bad. This may be a good thing. This may be what the Most High or the Elohim or the ancestors wanted. So I'm not picking it apart in that manner. I am just cross-examining. We are just taking our wings like an eagle, flying above and looking and assessing the situation so we can kind of know where we're going. And unlike intellectual property patents, we have time limits. A land patent is permanent. Okay. So again, that's kind of tricky too, that we say that with those other types that there are time limits. So there might be a limit of time where, time's up. Just saying. Okay. In the United States, all claims of land ownership, we can also be talking about slavery right there, can be because again, you are still some of you. And again, I'm people that have things somewhat sorted out may not think that, but if the majority of the people that don't have it sorted out are, then that means that you are going to get swallowed up into the whole thing if they need it be one day as well. All claims of land ownership can be tracked back to land patents, first title deed, or similar document regarding land originally owned by France, Spain, the United Kingdom, Mexico, because I think this also has something to do with the Mexican War, um, the Kingdom of Hawaii, Russia, or Native Americans. Other terms for the certificate that grants such rights include first title deed and final certificate. A land patent is known in law as a letters patent and usually issues to the original grantee and to their heirs and assigns forever. The patent stands as supreme title to the land because it attests that. So again, this may be those people getting their promised land back. But who was it promised to them by? Was it by a God from original time, or was it by a governing force that came in and set up shop on top of the bones and blood of the ancestors that cry out to me, and some of the others that religious aspect wants you to ignore? But how are you honoring your mother and your father? And we can look at it in all different types of spectrums when we talk about that. But how? Or if I was someone that was one of these maritime families, am I dishonoring my mother and my father by airing these things out or examining them? And that's why you shouldn't ask too many questions. So again, we're looking at it all different aspects. Okay. And to their heirs and assigns forever. The patent stands. So again, let's even think about that. And building and with people, and because I was just reading something in the text about they're gonna, I think it was talking about Lot and Moses and uh, Abram, I think, and how Abram and his wife, it says Sarah, but it's Sar AI to me, I don't know. um how he thought that if he told them that she was his wife because she was beautiful or whatever, that they would then kill him and keep the wife. So, I'm that's what I'm trying to say. Things like that, um, you know, that people should watch out for. Um, Not to say that somebody's gonna be just, what I'm saying, but you see what I'm saying. Okay. So the patent stands as supreme. So this must be some supreme entity or deity that handed these things, a title to the land because it attests that all evidence of title existent before its issue. Wait a minute, hold on, let's slow down. The patent stands as supreme title to the land. To the land. It land that could also be, okay? Because it attests that all evidence of title existent before its issue date was reviewed by the sovereign. So is that could be yours? Could that be the sovereign Lord? Could that be the God of Israel, or the God of the creator of heaven and earth? Could that be the God, or Elohim, or before the creation story, before Genesis? And again, we're just trying to make sense of something. I'm not telling you what it is or what it ain't. I'm simply sharing what it looks like to me by not being held down, having a mind of a virgin in a sense, not being held by any belief systems, any kind of indoctrination, letting go of all that shit and paying attention and looking at what it's really saying. Excuse my language. I try to keep that off camera. Don't mean I don't do it. And don't mean I'm not working on it. Okay? So none of that should really even matter. The sovereign authority under which it was sealed and was so sealed. So even it's making me think of, hold back, don't hurt the heavens, the earth or the trees until we have sealed this amount and that amount and that amount. Even make me think about the seal in general and Navy SEALs and was so sealed as irrefutable. Mm. Thus, At law, the land patent itself so becomes the title to the land defined within its four corners. So again, it's making me think about the four corners of the earth, the four corners. And then also, if we're talking about intellectual, then that would be the four corners of the mind. If you look at it, okay, like an aerial view of, the brain sliced. I mean, that doesn't sound, but you know what I'm saying, okay? In practice, the irrefutable of counterclaims is relative. However, once a patent is granted, permanence of title is established. So again, yeah. So I mean, I guess you could see where there might be some kind of familial somethings going on too, which could cause some kind of civil war, or fighting amongst the actual people too. So like I'm just looking at this whole in a different light, because I think a lot of people don't talk about all these aspects again, and I don't know what a lot of people talk about, because really I'm trying to focus on the people in general and what I have to be doing. Um, so I haven't run across it. Not saying that no one has not went into depth about it. Do you get what I'm saying? Because people just like to be messy. They just do. um, yeah. So again, I'm going to stop there. This is a long video, but I'm just hoping that you guys get what I'm saying. And then I'm not coming from any kind of like a place. If anything, I like to go to the beginning. I like to go back to the basics. I like to have a bird's eye view of things, and if I can find something that sounds kind of interesting, then I'm going to share it with the people. And so we can all have a well-rounded way of looking at this whole thing. Okay. So anyways, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoy it. Go ahead and let me know what you think underneath the video. And don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And join us in the Facebook group, American Aborigines Unchained, for more information like this. And I will see you guys soon. Take care.